Hello and welcome to the Vobes Show. My name's Richard Vobes. In today's show we're talking cholesterol and why low cholesterol is bad for you. Yes, low cholesterol.
You're listening to Richard Vobes.
Hello and welcome to the Vobes Show. Low cholesterol is bad for you. I'm going to tell you why. We've all been given to think that cholesterol is the big meanie, aren't we? We're all being given to think that this is going to lead us to high blood pressure and that it's going to send us up to the place in the sky. That's what we've been told time and time again from doctors, from the media, from every quarter. But actually, thanks to Josh, who sent me a link, and this is what the Vobes Show is about. It's the audience interaction. Josh sent me this fascinating link. Well, actually, a series of links, because he heard I was on a water diet. That is a caffeine-free, tea-free, coffee-free, fizzy drinks-free, toxin-free diet of water at this moment. But I can tell you, having found out the information which I'm going to tell you now, I'm changing everything, ladies and gentlemen. I'm changing everything. Cholesterol. Let's talk about cholesterol, because that's what the link was that came whooshing my way. We've always thought cholesterol was one of those things, it bungs up the arteries, doesn't it? It bungs up and you have high blood pressure, and as a consequence of that, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, and that's it. Pants. You're dead, mate. You're dead. But no! This is all a big lie. It's like global warming, and we'll talk about that in another show. But it's the rubbish that the people with money, the people who rely on people being ill, perpetuate time and time again. Now listen to this. Dr. Bergman, this is the video. I'm going to put a link in the description. And please subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. I get so excited when I'm doing the Vobes Show. I often forget to mention that. Do subscribe and I'll bring you up to date with all the other bits and pieces of research that I go out of my way to find out. Just for you, ladies and gentlemen. Just for you. So Dr. Bergman, have a look in there, and there's a video there. I think it's about 45 minutes long. It will be the best 45 minutes of your life. I know it's a little bit sort of not out of focus, but a bit wishy-washy, and the audio's a bit funny. But what the guy says is most definitely worth looking about. Cholesterol, we think, leads to blood pressure. Yet there was a survey. Okay, a survey. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. But go and find out these things for yourself. There was a survey that was done that found out that 75% of people who died from blood pressure, high blood pressure, had very low cholesterol. 75%. And this was quite a wide survey. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, because cholesterol actually turns out that it's necessary for us. I've got a list here. I'm going to go through it. Me and my lists, eh? Cholesterol, what's it used for? What is it used for? It is used in tissue repair. So you cut yourself and you're bleeding away and something happens inside of you. You need to repair your body. That's what cholesterol is doing for you. It's a good thing. It's something to be looked after, encouraged to have more of rather than lowering it down. It's a powerful antioxidant. That's another thing. It protects us against cancer and aging. Who would want to lower their cholesterol and then start looking wrinkled and old and knurled and ugly? Certainly not me. I'm in my near to mid-50s, thank you. And I certainly would like to hold on to my beautiful, youthful looks just a little bit longer. I may be a one-eyed man, but the rest of me is going to be genuinely natural. Cholesterol is also vital to neurological function. You try saying that. Neurological function. The brain needs cholesterol to work properly. It helps us deal with memories, keep the memories functioning. We're going to get onto a memory in a minute. And also, cholesterol is the precursor to vitamin D. In other words, it is the substance that vitamin D is made from. And if you don't have enough cholesterol in your system, you're not going to get enough vitamin D, and that's one of the vital vitamins that we need. But never mind all that. What is the number one thing at the moment that our governments in the Western world are worried about? I'll tell you, my dad suffers from it. Yeah, dementia. Dementia is going to be an enormous problem all over the world, but particularly in the West, where we've been putting terrible toxins into our body, we've been lowering our cholesterol, and we've not been looking after ourselves. And cholesterol, I said neurological functions, I said memory. It's true. Cholesterol can help prevent dementia. And what are people doing? They're deliberately lowering their cholesterol to encourage dementia. They must be mad. They must be literally mad to do so. I think that was a small quote from Enoch Powell, but we won't go into that. So high blood pressure, it's supposed to be bad, isn't it? High blood pressure, that's supposed to be bad, but that's daft, isn't it? Here's a question. When do you take your blood pressure? If you go to see your doctor, when do you go and take your blood pressure? When do you take it? Are you down the gym? Is that a good time to take your blood pressure? No? Why is that? Oh, well, because you're active, aren't you? Your blood pressure's got to be high. What about when you're running, or when you're cycling, or when you're lifting heavy objects? Well, I've done lifting heavy objects, but you know what I mean. When you're exerting yourself. No. So, okay, so what about when you're resting, when you're asleep, when you're sitting still? Is that the best time to take the blood pressure? But why? Why take it then? Because that's going to be the lowest point of it. Yeah, but the blood pressure is going to change if you start walking swiftly, if you start running, if you sit down and have a sleep. Your blood pressure is going to change. You're just taking it at one optimum time, but that's not necessarily the real time to take it. But even if what does it mean though? Take it, you go, oh, I've got high blood pressure at this point. Why? Why have you got the high blood pressure? Maybe it's because you've had a toxin deficient diet, you've had a lifestyle that you've got all these toxins in, you've damaged the interior of your arteries, not by cholesterol clogging it all up. No, that's a myth. That's a complete myth. You've been eating too many polyunsaturated fats. You've been eating too much big burgers. I nearly mentioned a brand name and I don't want to get into trouble. You've been mentioning too many nasty things. We wash, don't we, with man-made products. We wash with soaps and shampoos and all these things which give us toxins. We go out into the street and we breathe in all these toxins from the diesel particulates that are coming out of engines and the petrol fumes and the smoke fumes. And people smoke and they drink and they put all these toxins in which do damage to us. We're eating all this modified food and reconstituted this and homogenized that, which ultimately is just not good for us. That's why we've got furred up arteries. It's nothing to do with cholesterol. If you think I'm wrong, and I'm no doctor, I'm telling you, I'm no doctor. Check it all out and check for yourself. The blood pressure, if you've got a small little artery like this, you're going to need high blood pressure to whiz through to get the blood to the parts of the body that you need to get it to. That's what you need the high blood pressure for, because if you've got a tiny hole, we know that blood is vital, and the blood carries all those very important nutrients all around the body. It does. And if you've got furred up little arteries like this because you've been eating all the wrong foods and breathing in the wrong fumes and smoking in the wrong smoke and all that kind, washing in the wrong water and all that sort of, drinking the wrong drinks, all that kind of stuff, and you've ended up with furred up arteries, and then you go about, I need to get my cholesterol down, therefore I'll take these things which stop my blood pressure from going up. Well, if you haven't got the blood pressure to push the blood through these tiny little arteries, the blood is not going to get round the body to the various parts of the body that needs the nutrients. It's common sense. So anyway, I didn't want to get too serious about this, and I appreciate I've been very excited and strained about this, but this is something worth checking out. I just thought I would bring it to your attention here on the Vobes Show. Watch the video. It could be life-changing. It just shows how these big pharmaceutical companies have been lying to us. And I have a suspicion that it's not just pharmaceutical companies, that big corporations rely on so much on money, so much on flogging us stuff that actually we don't need. Half the shampoos and the soaps and all these things we don't need. And I'm going to do some more investigation on this and bring it to your attention. You can call me an idiot if you like, but there's no harm in investigating. Anyway, that's today's drop of sunshine on the Vobes Show. Thanks to everybody who's been leaving comments. It's fantastic that you do, and we're getting off to a flying start here. I'm enjoying having the green screen and testing that out. That seems to be working. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you're enjoying what I'm doing. If you want to make any suggestions, do so. Julio made a fantastic suggestion. He said I should get the lovely listeners to make a little recording and I could play them in the show. Remember, this, like the old Vobes Show, is a community. On the old Vobes Show, the community brought two people together who didn't know each other in a chat room, and then they got married. Yeah, that can happen in the Vobes Show. Join me again next time and we'll have some more fun. Until then, goodbye.
You're listening to Richard Vobes.